Good evening, welcome to the last bulletin of the day, the 19th of August 2024. To present it, I'm Jack Mapembulo. We also welcome our viewers on YouTube and Facebook. We take a look at the top stories. President Ichilema says it is important to positively contribute to society while alive. Fred Membe says his political party is not against political alliances. Government alarmed by stunting levels in Kawambwa. And in international news, Kenya to bring back some scrapped tax plans, risking more unrest. In sports, Buffaloes on brink of elimination after loss to Ongos. If it matters to you, it matters to us. And now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says it is important to contribute to society positively while one is alive, and President Hichilema has urged Zambians to remain committed to duty and act with integrity. The president says all actions should reflect the dedication to doing what is right despite the challenges. President Hichilema was speaking to journalists after laying wreaths at the 16th memorial anniversary of the Third Republic and President Levi Mwanawasa at the presidential burial site in Lusaka. Meanwhile, Mwanawasa Foundation chairperson Moses Banda said the foundation will continue to remember the late president for the good legacy he left. Dr. Banda said the former president fought a good battle, especially against corruption during his tenure. Socialist Party President Dr. Fred Membe says his political party is not against political alliances, reaffirming that alliances are important. Dr. Membe says before forming political pacts or alliances, it is important for one to weigh what they will lose or gain. He said before forming such political projects, terms and conditions should be agreed upon way long before starting such projects. Dr. Membe further said alliances can be met with problems along the way if they have not been structured well. He recalled that this is what caused problems in the PF-UPND pact prior to the 2011 general elections. Meanwhile, Socialist Party President Fred Membe stated that it is not right to seek power merely for the sake of obtaining it at all costs. Dr. Membe criticized the UPND, claiming they have failed Zambians because they were driven by a desire for power at any cost. He emphasized that the SP is guided by strong principles, which is why it does not seek to form alliances just to gain power, but rather to uplift the welfare of the people of Zambia. Dr. Membe also noted that it is normal for people to join and leave the SP as it progresses on its journey towards the emancipation of the country. He questioned the current state of affairs under the UPND, reflecting on the issues raised by the people before the 2021 elections. He stressed the need for pragmatism, but also highlighted the importance of strong principles, pointing out that the UPND has failed to deliver on their promises. Dr. Membe was speaking in Lusaka during the interaction with the media. Kawambwa district in Luapula province is grappling with a severe malnutrition crisis, with rates reaching an alarming 36.1%. This was revealed during the Scaling Up Nutrition 1000 Most Critical Days program midline survey dissemination workshop held at Peace Soldier Lodge. District Administrative Officer Evans Kabuba expressed deep concern over the figures, stating that the data will be crucial in formulating a comprehensive action plan to combat the issue. The plan will involve a multi-sectoral approach targeting households to reduce stunting and address malnutrition. The workshop aimed to equip government ministries with the necessary information to develop effective nutrition strategies. Kawambwa and neighboring Mwense districts are benefiting from the Food and Nutrition Security Enhanced Resilience Project, a joint initiative between the German Corporation, the Zambian government, and other partners.
The studies that were carried is that our stunting levels, instead of reducing, they are now have increased to 36.1%, and the levels of malnutrition in Kawambwa district, they have also increased. These are the statistics which are worrisome and are making us to make well-informed decisions making us to develop a sustainable action plan, which when we are going to implement under a multi-sector approach, targeting the households, we will foresee a situation where we reduce the high standing levels, we reduce the issues of malnutrition at household level.
We are disseminating findings of the studies which we conducted, which included the food consumption and micronutrient status survey. We also did the SMART surveys to assess to ascertain the extent of the drought, though Wafula was not affected, but we are sharing the results with the district to also just for their information to see how other districts.
We'll come back. Power has gone at our transmitters. Bear with us. We'll be back with the news. We sincerely apologize for the breaking in transmission. This was due to the ZESCO power which has come and interrupted our system. However, we continue with the news. A Mansa resident, Ben Musonda, has raised concerns about the professionalism and the knowledge of local health workers. Musonda says that the community's well-being hinges on the competence of healthcare providers. He expressed disappointment at the apparent lack of knowledge about common diseases, particularly among children. The resident cited the recent case of chickenpox at a local clinic where health workers misdiagnosed the illness as a simple rash. Musonda believes this incident highlights a broader problem of inadequate training or information within the health sector. He has called on the district director to address the issue urgently, emphasizing the need for improved technical skills among health workers. Mansa Freedom Fighter Association chairperson Cyprian Mulonda has called on civic leaders to deliver quality roadworks following the government's procurement of earth-moving equipment for the district. Speaking to KFM News this morning, Mr. Mulonda expressed concern over the district's deplorable road network. He emphasized the urgent need to address these challenges to facilitate development. The association chairperson appealed to ward councillors and members of parliament in the two constituencies to utilize the newly commissioned equipment effectively and deliver quality work. Mr. Mulonda believes that improving the road infrastructure will unlock the district's development potential. The Energy Regulation Board has declared an emergency due to ZESCO's inability to meet the national electricity demand because of external factors beyond the utilities' control. The board has since announced that it received an application from ZESCO for an emergency tariff adjustment. According to the public notice and call for comments on the ERB website, the purpose of the emergency tariff is to raise approximately $14 million monthly to support the procurement of 300 megawatts of power from South Africa, Mozambique, and through the deployment of inland diesel generators. In addition to the $14 million to be raised from retail customers, $37 million will be sourced from non-retail customers, such as those on power purchase agreements, and $17 million will come from ZESCO's own funds. The notice further states that a public meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, August 21 at the ERB headquarters, providing stakeholders an opportunity to engage with ZESCO on its application. Before we take a look on the international news, a recap on local news headlines. President Hichilema says it is important to positively contribute to society while alive. Fred Membe says his political party is not against political alliances. And government alarmed by stunting levels in Kawambwa.
The KFM News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
And now in international news, Kenya's government will have to bring back some tax measures that it scrapped after deadly protests in June, the finance minister said, raising the risk of further unrest. John Mbadi told Citizen TV in an interview broadcast on Sunday night that some of the measures would be tweaked and not all would be revived, but they were needed to pay for expenditure, including wages for teachers. Some people who were involved in the youth-led protest movement that rocked the East African nation said they were ready to go back onto the streets after the minister's announcement. President William Ruto abandoned the finance bill for this fiscal year on June 26 and later dismissed most of his cabinet, bowing to pressure from protesters who had stormed Parliament and launched demonstrations across the country. Benjamin Netanyahu has described his 3-hour meeting with Anthony Blinken as positive and says it was conducted in good spirit. The U.S. Secretary of State is making his 9th trip to the region since Israel war on Hamas began in October. The U.S. expressed optimism about a ceasefire deal after talks resumed in Doha last week. However, Hamas has said suggestions of progress are an illusion, with a number of issues between the two sides still contested, including whether Israeli troops will be required to withdraw fully from Gaza. Earlier that day, Mr. Blinken also met with Israel's President Isaac Herzog and said it was probably the best, maybe the last opportunity to secure a ceasefire and hostage release deal in Gaza. In sports, Green Buffaloes Women's Football Club are on the brink of elimination from the ongoing CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifiers following a 2-1 loss. The Zambian champions came into the game as the favorites but were handed a shock defeat. Beverly Uzua opened the scoring in the 25th minute with a long-range effort, catching Aisha Mbwana in the Buffaloes' goal off guard. Angos doubled the lead 14 minutes later. Torikonjele Iliakojelua Amukoto slotted home with ease after the Buffaloes' defense failed to deal with a long ball from midfield. Malawan forward Vanessa Chikupila came from the bench to score a brilliant goal, but it was not enough as Ongos held on to win the match. The loss means Buffaloes will now hope for Herento Queens to beat UWC by at least 3 goals for them to qualify to the next round. To end the news, a recap on top stories. President Hichilema says it is important to positively contribute to society while alive. Fred Membe says his political party is not against political alliances. Government alarmed by stunting levels in Kawambwa, and Kenya to bring back some scrapped tax plans risking more unrest. Buffaloes on brink of elimination after loss of Ongos. Ends the news at 18:15. Once more, we apologize for the breaking in transmission during the news. Join us tomorrow morning for another bulletin at 06:45. On behalf of the news crew at K, I'm Jack Mapembolo. Keep listening to KFN.